Hey friends, and welcome back to the studio here, and I'm joined today, well actually first of all, I'm sporting and modelling a beautiful new t-shirt, so it gives it away a little bit about who I have here. I've got Lewis from LT Guitars, and I want to welcome you to the studio, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Really good to have you here, and well, we've got some treats for you guys coming right up. Yeah, so thanks so much for coming in, and in our opening little bit of intro music there, people will notice that beautiful guitar you were building, and of course it is one of your own guitars.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely. What number is that one?
Number 6.
Number 6. 6. That's a bit of an omen, isn't it?
It is. I'm a little bit greedy. 1, 2 and 6 are mine.
Are yours?
So yeah, it just, you build so many and then you think, I'll treat myself.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, why not? I mean, you've got that skill to do it. And in fact, was that part of the reason that you started building in the first place? Because of course you are a southpaw.
I am.
And there's not that many around, is there? When you go into a guitar store, you must go in and go, is it anything I can play here?
Yeah, sometimes you're treated to a couple of Squires, maybe an Epiphone Les Paul, unless you're in one of the bigger shops.
Right.
Even then though, the stock is so small compared to, obviously, to the right-handed people, which I kind of get. We lefties make up about 10% of the population, and then how much of that 10% actually play guitar?
Yeah.
But
well, you still expect there to be 10% of guitars in stores.
Yeah,
shouldn't it?
Should be. Yeah.
Why is that? That doesn't work. I was having exactly the same conversation with Nick Johnston when I was over in Germany. I did an interview with him, and he actually plays right-handed, but he's a lefty.
Right.
So he had the other decision. He made the other decision. You've stuck to your guns,
Yeah,
stuck to your roots. I'm a lefty. I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah.
Whereas he, and also Chris from Toman, another one that's a left-hander that turned and played right-handed.
Dare I say Knopfler as well?
Yes, indeed. A clear influence as well.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, if you can't tell what this man likes in musical taste from our opening, you never will. So.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely the left-handed thing was a massive sort of factor in me going down this route, because you just get fed up of, to start with, I just wanted a Strat with P90s in it.
Right.
And
nice.
which obviously was my first build in the end.
Yeah.
But I just got so sick of just having the same choice of nothing, whenever you go somewhere. So there was that, and then
so you got sod it, I'll build them.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. The thing that sort of tipped me right sort of over the edge to start was a few years later I got myself a Pencer made from New York.
Right, wow.
That's just an absolute piece of art. It's gorgeous, and I just thought, I want to be doing something like this. I want to create stuff like that. And so, coupled with the fact that I was angry about not getting my choice of guitars, then I thought I'd go give it a go and try that route. So
nice.
yeah.
Well, it's paid off absolutely beautifully because you've made 14 guitars now.
Yep.
And every single one of them that I've seen and I've had my hands on has been absolutely exquisite. And in fact, there is a demo that we will show you at some stage of one of the guitars that I've tried out. And what's more, I think you're very kindly going to allow me to be a bit of a test bed for your future builds, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Which is going to be fun. So hopefully you'll really, really like the ones that we're showing you, and there's likely to be tons more. So that's really cool. So 14. Tell us a bit about your favourites of the 14 that you've built so far.
What
was number one? That's the key thing. Everybody will want to know what was number one and where is it?
Number one, that's affectionately named Katie Jane. That is my candy tangerine build with dual P90s in.
Oh, yeah.
So that's easily my most gigged guitar.
Right.
And over the years, I've had some really nice guitars, but that one had everything I wanted. Obviously, I made it, and it just, the sound, the feel, everything. So why wouldn't I use it? And
absolutely. Was it a steep learning curve on the first one though? Did you make any mistakes?
Guitar building is all about
learning from your mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd probably say if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all stuff that can be corrected. You can be very precious about it,
right.
Or I looked at the first couple and went, it's a bit of wood. So as nice as this is going to be, don't be too afraid of making these mistakes, because just go and get another bit of wood.
Definitely.
Unless you're talking about some very expensive exotic
walnut or something.
Yeah, the flamed walnut and stuff like that. Then you do want to think very carefully.
But Katie Jane, not too many mistakes? Not a bad build for the first one?
Yeah, pretty good. There were a few things to take away from it, mainly to do with the order of building.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, if you're going to round your edges over, don't, put your holes in the side of the guitar first so your router bearing goes in the hole. Stuff like that.
Learning curve stuff.
Yeah.
Logistics type thing.
Exactly, which
it's easier
then,
to do this
you write this stuff
that.
down and it all adds to the
experience.
But yeah, so she's probably done over 100 gigs with me now, and
wow.
She's bearing some battle scars, but she's still going strong.
Excellent.
Number two was a bit of an experiment. We got some again Lamborghini paint. It was this pearl green. I did a recarve in the top of the body. It's got neck and middle pickups are Strat type single chords.
Okay, single chord.
The bridge pickup it's actually got a telly ashtray bridge on it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
Which was quite cool. And then no switch, so I've got master volume. I just thought, I'd do away with the tone.
Yeah.
Put a master volume on each pickup, so you can actually blend them in how you want, rather than have a set.
That sounds nice. The ashtray, then two more Strat style pickups straight on.
Yep, and then another steep learning curve about making scratch plates from scratch to fit
no
around.
pun intended.
Yeah, exactly, to fit around, the ashtray bridge, because obviously there's just not one made for that. So it all adds to that sort of thing.
Because of course the telly's normally got the little rounded off oblong for the control cavity rather than a scratch plate on it.
Yeah.
But scratch plate on a telly.
Well, technically
it's a Strat.
It's a Strat, but it's got telly headstock and a telly bridge in there.
And that's the wonder of being able to build for yourself as well, because you can mix and match anything you like. You know, you can put a telly headstock on a Les Paul if you want to.
Yeah, yep.
I'm not sure how that would look.
Well,
maybe. Who knows?
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Yes.
I just do whatever you want to go with, basically. And that was the whole idea with the green one. I thought, let's just go a bit crazy. I've seen some other guys do sort of Strelly hybrids, but
Strelly, like that.
So the next real special one was first one I put out for the public, which was a carved top. This is number 3.
Number 3, straight out. Number 3 was actually my buddy Pete in New Zealand. He sold his number 3.
Okay.
And that was the one I demoed on the channel because he's been building for a little while out there. And it must be something about number 3. Okay, well, I'll make some mistakes on the first couple and keep them myself, and then I'll push
And
one
then,
out.
yeah, well, what I did is I went, right, you know what you can do and all this. I went, no, forget all that. Try something crazy. Let's just do a carved top Strat. So I was like,
Straight in.
yeah. So I did. Literally carved it all by hand, recessed the control knobs, made our own colour for it, which was quite cool. We called it Cola Berry Pearl because depending on how you look at it in the light, it can be like a deep metallic scarlet red, or sometimes can have like this tint of purple.
Like you see on the cars. And have you seen those cars that go sort of gold and then purple? Wow.
Yeah, it's not quite the chameleon paint, but because of the carving in it.
Different light angles.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of that. And that got snapped up straight away.
Yeah. So out of the 14, I suggest you've probably sold most of them now, have you?
Yes.
Or are they all gone now?
Most of them.
Right.
I've literally got a couple left in stock, which is quite nice if people want to come over and ask to see or demo.
Yeah.
But yes, I need to make more stock. I've sort of been caught out here. So that one was really special because it just all came together perfectly. I was so happy with the carved top. Next one, number 4.
Number 4.
Thin line telly.
Thin line telly. Now that was popular, but that flew off the shelf as well.
It went pretty quick as well. Actually went fairly local as well. I won't say the chap's name, but he heard about it, saw it, came round and bought it there and then.
And that's another thing that's so surprising is that we live literally walking distance apart, and I met you at a local guitar store when you were doing a demo day of LT guitars, and I just came up to you and said, do you fancy getting involved with making a couple of videos about it and let my friends online know? And it was like, yeah, I'm up for that, man. And here we are.
Yeah, it's excellent. So shout out to Bedrock Music in Burgess Hill as well for
Bedrock.
letting us host that. And he does stock a few of my guitars as well, and Steve's a top guy.
He is a top guy,
that went pretty quick. Then there was a commission for a Jazz Master.
Right, okay.
So a really punk one. It was just solid black with a bright red scratch plate and a single humbucker with just a volume control on it.
Man.
That went, obviously, commission build, he was over the moon with that.
I bet. Reminds me a little bit of my Phil X.
Yeah.
Single
there's something in the simplicity of it. Yeah.
Although this had a switch on it that went between parallel and series and humbucking.
Okay,
so you could get sort of 3 vaguely
Customer didn't want it. He just wanted master volume. Straight that was it.
Yeah, cool.
Then it was guitar I played today.
Yes.
So number 6.
Beautiful, number 6. And the most remarkable thing about that, you were telling me before we did the video that you had to remember to stamp your logo on the inside before you did those beautiful half moon cutouts.
Yes, it's one of those things that's easily overlooked. I did it on the thin line telly as well. Right. So just thinking ahead, as my uncle would say, think ahead so you don't get behind. Very hard to get a stamp in there through either a little F hole or, like you say, my little half moon. So
truth be told, did you have to take top back off the telly?
No.
You remembered?
I did, yeah. So the telly was oiled inside over the natural Cedrilla.
Yeah.
The Strat was slightly stained with a very light amber before it was oiled and stamped.
That's another little thing that I would say is a bit of a trademark for you, is exotic woods and exotic finishes, and not only that, but exotic materials to a degree, because I know we're going to get to it, but you've done some resin guitars as well, and you've used all sorts of figured walnut and really, really different woods, which I think is unique, but also different finishes. You do a lot of oil finishes, you have custom paint jobs on a lot of the guitars. And the imagination that goes into that is incredible. I've been so impressed with this man's mind, where he goes with guitars, and I'm sure you will be as well. Anyway, sorry, you were on number 6, so we get to number 7.
Number 7, it was a really straightforward, like classic Strat.
Nice.
So found the original 50s surf green, because I believe that recipe's changed a little bit over the years, because obviously, you know, restrictions on paint use, especially in the USA.
Yeah.
But we went to Chevrolet directly and found the exact colour from whatever 50s year it was. Wow. Managed to get a sample of it, spectro it, and reproduce that colour. So,
nice. What a lot of people don't realise actually is that a lot of the guitar colours back from the 50s are paint colours from cars.
Yeah.
Because that was all they had. And actually nowadays, I was doing a parts caster, which I'm always very embarrassed that I haven't finished. But again, I used seafoam green, and I had that made up from a car paint colour.
Yeah, and they're still some of the most popular colours out there, aren't they?
I know. Yeah. Surf green and seafoam green, green are among two of my favourite colours. Really
they're
like
great.
that.
I might end up building myself a surf green one.
Nice.
Just hanging on the wall. It's just killing me that it was a variety. I thought I'd have kept that otherwise.
Might have to end up building somebody else's surf green guitar as well.
Maybe, yeah. That's in Music Street currently, up in Huntington.
Nice.
Number 8. Ooh, I've got to push my memory here. I think number 8 was a carved top Telecaster I did, which is also in Music Street. So again, made the colour on that, went for a pearl black, but threw in some gold pigment. So if you're just sitting with it, it looks like a really high gloss black guitar. The minute any light shines on it, and again, because of the carving, this gold comes through.
And moves.
Yeah, gold hardware.
Beautiful.
So I called that Midnight Midas Pearl. Got to give these things exotic names.
Wow. Where did you come up with that?
I was just thinking, you know, the black reminded me of Midnight.
Yeah, of
Midas
course.
is obviously gold related, and then it's pearl. So, so I'm really pleased with that one. That was a lovely guitar. It had a figured eucalyptus, a flamed eucalyptus fretboard, which is really rare.
Very rare, yeah. I was going to say, how was eucalyptus to work with?
A pain.
There's honesty. Because some of these woods, you were telling me this as well, that some of these woods can be quite dangerous. If you get a splinter from them, they can be poisonous. And certainly you don't want to breathe in. I've seen you wearing your mask whenever you do that stuff, even when I'm filming you.
You've got to bear in mind that some of this stuff is quite toxic. So for instance, you don't want to mess around with that.
No.
The Vengi, so in the neck on the guitar today, the Vengi neck, the splinters are nasty.
Did you get any?
No, I was really lucky, but literally everybody, even people I didn't know who saw I was building this on Instagram and that would mess with, mind them splinters, mind them.
Out,
so you've got to be careful. The thin line telly had a laburnum fretboard. Again, unusual because it doesn't normally grow to the size where you can get a decent cut out of it. That's quite toxic as well. So had to bear that in mind.
Be careful.
So, the next one was a set neck. So I was going for like an LP special.
Up until that point, they were all bolt-on
They're
necks.
all bolt-on,
And so number 8, is this?
No, this is 9.
Number 9 is your first
This is the
through neck.
Set neck.
Set neck, yeah.
So just a one-piece Cedrilla body, one-piece mahogany neck, and was going to do like a single pickup special. Put 2 pickups in it, designed my own scratch plate. Found some more Lamborghini paint.
Nice.
It was the pearlescent orange, and then burst the edges.
Yeah, beautiful.
Did the lower hand cut, the heel contour, which I don't know why everybody's not doing on set necks.
It's a given, isn't it? It's so obvious for access. There you go.
That was a really lovely guitar. That is so light as well. I believe it's just over 6.5 pounds.
Is that because of the Cedrilla, or is it weight relieved?
There's no weight relief in it at all.
Right,
it's all, when you're hand selecting the woods, you've got a choice of things. Sometimes you're limited, But yeah, it was a really lovely cut of Cedrilla, and the neck weighed almost nothing as well.
And nicely seasoned as well. Sometimes kiln dried timbers can be really light because all the moisture's come out of them.
Yeah.
I know Paul Reed Smith, who I'm a big PRS fan, is really hot on drying out the woods, really drying out the woods. And then that I think adds to the lightness of the guitar, having a very, very thin coats of paint or lacquer or finishing on it as well. And certainly the guitars that you've got oil finish on, that'll then seep back in, rehydrate the top layer a bit, but also just keep that weight right down.
Yeah.
Because I know it's lovely. Everybody loves a 59 Les Paul with a 6 foot thick baseball bat neck.
Yeah, they don't always
but
love
play
standing
it for
up
3 hours at a gig, and it's like, oh, my back, on my shoulders. You know, it's
that's it.
So that's nice.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons I keep going to the same wood supplier. Is I know that everything when he gets it is dry stored outside for it's about a year per inch of thickness. Then it's all sort of semi cut into workable, slabs. Blanks, slabs, but then they go into his dehumidifier, like kiln, if you like, for anywhere up to a year, depending on certain woods. Right. So it's, if you think about him, he's waiting years before he sees any money on some of this stuff. Yeah, for sure. But it's consistent, and I know it's really good stuff. It's ethically sourced. Everything on the CITES list is a certificate. So,
brilliant. Yeah.
So I keep going.
Have
back
you found
there.
CITES to be a major problem, especially as you use a lot of exotic woods? Obviously, you have to be quite wary of that. But this guy obviously helps you out on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I ever need anything like that, it's there and good to go. Another reason to keep going back to him. But no, so far it's not been a problem. But
cool.
Yeah, you never know in the future.
No, well, going forward, I think that the thing is that we're both probably in agreement on this. It's good to be protecting the sustainable sources of wood, and also we don't want to see acres and acres of jungle cut down to build Chinese fakes.
No, that's a really good point. So, it's definitely something to think about. Yeah. I've not used personally, but I've had personal guitars used with some of the fast-growing Asian substitutes for woods like mahogany. Yeah, and I was thoroughly unimpressed.
Yeah, that's the thing they do. It's not the same standard of wood. But anyway, we digress into my realm a little there. But if you need another reason not to buy fake guitars, the wood isn't all that good. No. Take that from a luthier.
Yeah. Next one was number 10. That was a very simple Esquire type build that I did. Right. Just a bladed sort of hot rails pickup.
3 pickup?
No, just 1 pickup in the bridge. Yeah, on a really beautiful book matched figured chestnut body.
Oh, nice.
Plain maple neck and a really pretty baked flamed maple board. Right. I just went for the simplicity. It's one of them ones that looks so good on the wall. You know? But again, I think it weighs just a smidgen over £6.
Oh, so very light.
Yeah,
very nice.
No weight relief. Just as it came. It's really lucky there. Number 11.
I'm really testing his memory now. Number 11. Number 11.
Trying to think now. Okay, so that was a hardtail HSS Strat I did in dark burst with a mirror chrome scratch plate.
I remember seeing pictures of that.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Great guitar. Number 12. That was the Resin.
The Resin one. The Resin Les Paul, the beautiful blue resin in it, as I recall.
That's it, yep.
Wow. Now, what inspired that? Was that luck or was that judgment? Was that a case of finding a piece of wood that needed a bit of TLC and you filled in the gaps with resin?
Yeah, it's sort of, again, things came together. I've got a friend who makes absolutely stunning resin tables.
Oh, wow.
And he, messaged me a couple of times and was like, come on, look, give it a go. And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then he started showing me some other guys who are sort of resin filling, obviously like bowlwoods and anything where there's holes in it, basically.
Because it's naturally occurring in the timber.
Yeah. So obviously I threw all that aside, went one step further and got 3 bits of sported beech, knocked up a cast, threw them in there and resined all round them.
Absolutely beautiful. The result is just outstanding.
Yeah,
it's
like
just
people
stunning.
call them like the glacial rivers or whatever running through because of that colour we used.
That's beautiful.
Really, and it's been an absolute centrepiece. Like when I go to shows and
Head
that.
turner.
So,
And that drags people in because people see it from a distance. They go, "Wow, I love that guitar. What's that guitar?" They want to come and talk to you about it, and then that brings more people into your stalls.
Yeah, and again, it was a complicated build. First time using the resin and that, and you know, some people go, it's set in 2 days. Unless you're in midsummer, it's not set in 2 days. So that build took place in October. It took about a week to dry
in 2
properly.
weeks,
So the top layer went firm, you start sanding away, and then after a minute it just clogs all the... I went through 3 bandsaw blades, cutting the blank out, and you think like, wow.
You almost need to leave that almost for a season and really let all of that...
Yeah, well, I've got a couple more in the pipeline at the minute that
I know.
I won't say too much
We'll
about.
get to that.
Yeah, and I've really, you know, one of them's cured for a month now, so it's hopefully...
So the big question, did you do an unlucky 13? Because actually that's one of my lucky numbers, believe it or not. Did you do a 13?
Not at the minute. So
I
I jumped straight to 14.
14.
It's another hardtail HSS. It's just something you get from a string through body hardtail that you can't replace with a trem.
That transfer of resonance, there's so many, well, there's virtually 0 points for movement, obviously because you haven't got a trem, but also the fact that I think that it goes all the way through the guitar. It's pinching the back of the guitar with the ball end, and it's also pinching at the bridge. You're really pushing some resonance through the guitar.
Yeah, and I know I'll get shot down by a lot of trem players. I do build guitars with trems. I've got a couple coming up in the pipeline, and they're great, and they do offer their own thing. Obviously, the use of a trem, or you know.
Fingers crossed, as Lewis builds more guitars, he's very kindly said he's going to bring them over. So obviously, let's talk about what you've got in the pipeline that you're able to talk about at the moment, because there's some very, very interesting news coming up, which we'll save, which you'll get to hear about here first, we both promise. But we'll just talk about the ones you can talk about for now.
Okay, so...
Or the things you can talk about, I should say.
So model-wise, I got commissioned for a bass for a customer.
Yeah.
Very happy with that, and so I've decided that I am going to do basses as well. They'll be up on the website soon.
And that bass is beautiful.
Yes, another Sporty Beach model.
And another local guy that's a mutual friend of ours.
Yes, yeah. But absolutely stunning flame maple neck.
Oh, it was.
Quilt maple fretboard, and it's just like all out on it. But
I bet it was like a dog with 2 tails when he got to play that, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Tried to get it back for a photo shoot. It was very hard. And you know, that's one of the things, you know, he loved was the fact that when I'm out selecting these timbers, I just, picked the best ones that I thought were there, sent him the picture and gave him the final choice in it.
Perfect.
So there's that interaction as well.
And you can do that, obviously, with the marvel of the internet. You could potentially do that for other customers. If people want to commission you, you can send them shots of various different options.
I've done it with every commission so far. So there you go.
Where'd you get that? Where do you get that? There's not many places that offer that. So this is a fairly unique thing for you as well, because most of the major builders, even at their custom end of the range, we'll find you a nice bit of wood, but there it is as a finished article as a guitar.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Whereas you can say, actually, do you want that in your finish, or do you want that in your finish?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, some of these the custom shops and the custom builds from some of these big companies, they're great, but they're still an off the peg guitar, aren't they?
So, but they're not necessarily, as I say, other than the Framus thing, which I think they do involve the customer from day one. Most of the other companies, it's the finished article they're selling, rather than the component of the wood. And I love that idea. That was one of the things that really impressed me about Framus in general, was the fact that they do offer that as a custom service. But again, that's where you get this amazing value from going and having something custom built for yourself, to commission something from a luthier like Lewis, and you get exactly what you want, and you're involved in pretty much every step of the process, and you get to see all this. And I've been over and watched you work, and it's amazing just to see the time, effort, and the skill that goes into building these things.
Thanks.
Credit where credit is due, my friend. And it's absolutely brilliant. The work that you turn out is outstanding, really is.
Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, brother.
So I do as well, for the commissions I've done, I've sent all the build photos. Probably why it takes so long. I keep stopping to take photos and everything. But that's great. I know a lot of people are really interested in, the build process, and I've got nothing to hide about how I build it. So. As I've said to you, the workshop's pretty much always open, so just have a wander down.
Awesome. And I have on a few occasions, I've got some footage of you doing the attaching the carved top on the top of the drop top on the top of that strap build. And I've also seen a lot of your body blanks and templates and stuff like that. Been in your showroom at the back there, which is it's really amazing, because obviously you've started out relatively small. You've converted a garage and workshop into a larger facility. You've got all of the kit and tools that you need in there. So at the moment, sorry, I know we've digressed, but where do you see that going? Are you going to stay where you are, or do you want to upscale that, or are you really happy with building bespoke stuff for people?
It'll always stay bespoke.
Right, good.
But I will have to find a bigger premises pretty soon, I think. The converted garage has been absolutely great, but it's got to the point now, you've seen the space, where with the orders coming in, trying to find space for body blanks.
It's storing the wood and the blanks and stuff. But I have to say that the workshop is fantastic. The tools in there, you've got everything that you need to build top quality, top flight instruments, and it's just a really good conversion. The garage, it doesn't look like a garage, let's say that much.
No, not anymore.
No, definitely.
So on the cards is definitely an upscale at some point in the next 6 to 12 months, hopefully.
Awesome. So, and at the moment, the orders that you've got in and that you're building, or guitars that you're building at the moment?
So
got any that you can tell us about?
First artist has come on board, Giles from the Giles band.
Wow. Really, I thought that was exclusive news. You couldn't say yet.
I can tell you here now. No, he's on board. It's great. His build's sort of in the final process, about to be mocked up.
Awesome.
And then, if it's cool with you, I'd like to bring it up, show you that.
Very much love to do that. Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
I've got another one on the go for Jack Alchemy Pickups, and he hand makes all my pickups, and they're just incredible.
Yeah.
So definitely check out Alchemy Pickups.
I can recommend them as well. I've tried out a few on the guitars that I've played of yours, and they are outstanding pickups. Really, really good.
So I've got those two on the go. I've got another lefty just about to get some paint on it.
Well, why did you get another lefty? Why are you building another lefty? Did you sell number 6?
Maybe. So yeah, I've got an interesting lefty build coming up that I won't say too much about at the minute, because as far as I know, I'm not doing anything outlandish, but I think it'd just be cool for people to see it when it's done.
Definitely. The suspense is killing us.
Yes, it's not too far away. Then just after that, so probably just coming into the summertime, I've got my own 6-string model that I've designed coming out. And it'll be tied into the base model, so they're quite similar looking shape-wise, but I'm trying to keep a uniformity there. But I've done some outrageous things with the neck and stuff like that I really know is going to split opinion, but...
It's good to split opinion, my friend.
Yeah, I'm here just to show people that anything's possible.
What can be done.
Yeah.
And you've already mentioned that you've got a couple of resin guitars settling at the moment.
That's
so
it.
I love that Les Paul resin guitar.
Yeah.
Really love that.
Yes. Just sort of almost sort of the crown jewel of LT Custom Guitars at the minute. But
for sure.
Yeah, don't worry. As soon as another one's done, you'll be the first person to see it.
Fantastic.
So I'll make sure to bring it up.
Bless you. And what I will do, if you're still in agreement with this, is I will try to get across, because he's really local to me, literally a walk with a camera. I'll try and get some footage of building through the process of building some of these, come over and get some shots of you putting stuff together, finishing touches. We've got a little bit of footage already of doing that kind of thing, which no doubt will be interspersed in this little video anyway. But it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody has to say about your beautiful guitars. And I know, because I've seen them myself, that they're going to be magpies like I am, and they're going to love them. And it's just good to know that you're local, and nice that we can build this relationship and I can show people your stuff. As a sort of a finish up, for people that might want to get in touch with you direct, to either commission something or ask you questions about guitars or get photos, or even maybe just say to you, how the hell do you do that? I'm a bedroom luthier, as if there's such a thing. But I'm a keen amateur.
Yeah.
What are the best ways to get in touch with you?
So you can either check out the website, ltcustomguitars.co.uk. You can email me, info@ltcustomguitars.co.uk. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LT Custom Guitars. I'm trying to be as active as I can.
He's got it all, and you really are. There's so many good pictures, and it's lovely that you've taken so many shots of every guitar through every stage of the build, because I think that's something that would really appeal. It would definitely appeal when I commission you for one. It's something that, I mean, obviously I want to see every stage, and he won't want me to commission one because I'll be over his shoulder every 5 minutes.
I wouldn't mind that at all. But you'd have a lot of footage at the end of it. So
So lots more coming from Lewis and LT Guitars. Really hope you've enjoyed this. As always, if you have, don't forget to give it a good thumbs up, especially for this man's beautiful guitars that you've just seen. And thank you so much for coming over today. Really appreciate it, my friend. Awesome.